Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. I'm sorry I'm a little late. Issues. Oh, God, issues yesterday too, right? So how is everybody today? It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's time for Tuesday Thoughts. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come on. I just got a heart from somebody, but I missed who that was. So, I'm just going to wait. I just got a second heart. Oh, good morning, Sammy. So now there's two people, but I still can't figure out who the first one is. But anyways, so yesterday I told you I was a little excited about, oh, good morning, baby sibling. So yesterday I talked about how I was a little excited about today's topic because I'm not here to tell people what to do, but I am here to suggest things. I am here to kind of hopefully open people's eyes to look at different perspectives, right? Different ways of thinking, maybe different ways of looking at things. And I was talking about how the other night I couldn't sleep, right? Couldn't get to bed till like 6 a.m. So I was just on YouTube, nothing to do. And I guess because I follow this one site, New Rock Stars, on YouTube, and what they do is they like uncover all the Easter eggs, right, from all the Marvel movies, all the Marvel TV shows. And I'm a geek, but I'm not a comic book geek anymore. I read comics a little bit when I was younger, but I don't know a lot of the ins and outs. I don't know a lot of the in-depth comic-y stuff, right? So I like to watch that because, they fill in the Easter eggs. They fill in things that I never knew about. They show things that people are like, well, why is that happening? And you're like, oh, that happened in the comic books. And it's kind of fun to see what they're thinking. So because I follow them, I think, you know how it just got that algorithm that just kind of follows you. So I was watching all these interviews with the Avengers because I needed, the Avengers, okay, the cast, not the actual, I guess they are the actual Avengers, but you know what I mean. So anyways, so I saw one, and it was a whole like 5 minutes of, it said something like 5 minutes of Scarlett Johansson responding to sexist comments, and I really like that. So it starts out with just a picture of her and Robert Downey Jr., right, and they're obviously at a press junket, and this woman is literally asking her all these questions like, what did you have to do to get in shape for this? What did you have to eat? Were you eating only salads? And it's like, who cares? Okay? The chick looked badass in her outfit. She is healthy looking. She is beautiful. And she gets the rabbit question. But that's exactly what she says. And immediately Robert Downey Jr. speaks up. And I'm paraphrasing here because I cannot remember the quote exactly. But he says, it's been my experience that everyone here will be more interested in the second question you ask Scarlett. And then Scarlett Johansson kind of pipes up and says, yeah, she's all great. These guys all get the, the existential question, and I get the rabbit food question. And it's like, good for her. Good for her. And then they have some guy later asking her, did you wear underwear? Who the fuck asks that kind of question? Okay, who cares what she wore underneath her suit? Okay, just focus on the fact that she looks badass in her suit. I mean, if you want to ogle her, but don't do it verbally. There's lots of people that fangirl out there. There's lots of people that fanboy out there. And maybe you keep your comments with your people and you make like, oh, hey, check that out. You might even pause the TV. Okay? But that is not a question you ask. What are we teaching our kids? Are we teaching boys that it's okay to ask a girl, hey, are you wearing underwear today? Are we teaching girls to say, okay, it's okay? Yeah, you know what? Let me answer that question for you. And this goes vice versa, guys and girls. Okay, you don't ask a boy that question. You didn't ask Captain America, hey, did you wear underwear under that suit? Because it sure didn't look like it. Who cares? Who cares what somebody's wearing? Okay, even at the award shows. If you want to know who someone's wearing, fine. But then follow it up with an actual question. Or even finish off with, hey, by the way, before you leave, who are you wearing tonight? Just so the person that they're wearing can get that plug, because that's why a lot of people do things for people, right? They let them wear the jewelry. They let them wear their dresses. And they do it for free because they want that plug. Like, oh, hey, so-and-so is wearing my outfit. That's fine. Do it to the guys too. Whose tux are you wearing? Whose outfit are you wearing? Who dressed you up to the nines tonight? It doesn't matter if all men's tuxes look the same. Everybody's a different designer, and there's always something different about everybody's tux, right? So, that being said, my very long segue, I want to read, okay, now these are 20 questions, all right? But I want you to listen carefully. So here's the first set of questions. If you could do anything you wanted right now, what would it be? Number 2, if money was no object, what would you do all day? Number 3, where do you most want to travel but have never been? Number 4, what's the craziest thing you hope to do one day? Number 5, if you could have any career, what would you choose? Number 6, if you were to write a book, what kind would it be? Number 7, when was the time you... Oops, sorry, I can't read my own writing. Oh, okay, sorry. When was the time you felt most free? I'm sorry, my writing. Okay, so that was number 7. When was the time you felt most free? Number 8, how important is honesty to you? Number 9, when did you... Okay, this is the same question. When did you feel most free again? So that's 2 questions. Okay, now I wrote these word for word. I didn't go back and look it over. So that's 2 questions within 3 questions. So 7 and 9 that are basically asking the same thing, but posing it differently. Now I'm going to save number 10 for after I read the next 10. Okay, so number 10 on the first set. All right, so just remember all those questions. Now here's the second set of questions. Number 1, what would you like to have as your legacy? Number 2, what most motivated you to choose your profession? Number 3, what single thing would you change about the world if you could? Number 4, what are 3 things still left on your bucket list? Number 5, what's your most significant current challenge? Number 6, what is one goal you plan to accomplish during your lifetime? Sorry, my writing again. Number 7, who is your least favorite superhero? Number 8, what was your favorite childhood toy? Number 9, do you get to do something at work every day that you like? Number 10, what outdoor activities do you enjoy the most? Now, if you were paying attention at the beginning, well, even if you weren't, it's okay, because I zone out too. But for those that were paying attention at the beginning, what do you notice about these 2 sets of questions? I'll tell you, the first set was aimed at women. The second set was aimed at men. So in an effort to try to make the Daily Vibe more than just these things, I wanted to start doing topics. I wanted to start giving people things to think about, giving people, just stuff to kind of spin their wheels around, during the day, to kind of leave you with a thought. Now, I realize not everybody is seeing these in the morning. Some of them are seeing in the afternoon. Some of them are seeing it in the evening. But these are things that you can think on for the rest of the week. Or, when you're going to sleep, like, So the first set was just a bunch of kind of mundane questions, right? And what I did was I just Googled, conversation topics. Well, after I wrote these down, I looked at the website, and the website was called mantelligence.com. And the first set was 11 conversation topics with a girl. Okay, and this is not just, amongst each other. These were like topics that you could use to talk to a girl that you're interested in. Okay, and the last one, number 10, what do you find most attractive in a man? Last time I looked, I didn't see that on this list. What do you find most attractive in a woman? So, in my personal opinion, excuse my sloppy writing, I like superheroes. I have a favorite superhero. My favorite childhood toy, my A-Team action figures. And my mom was worried that I wanted boy toys, so she got me a Barbie dream car so they could drive it around it instead of the A-Team van. Whatever. And that's fine, okay? They were small, couldn't see over the dashboard, but I didn't care. I was like 10. But that's the thinking that we have. This is the thinking that we have. And I really kind of want to put that out there because, women want to leave a legacy. You're putting topics on your website that you think men should ask women. Just go out there and talk to each other. Yeah, there's women out there who would love to answer those questions, but there's also a set of men that would love to answer those questions. And yes, there are people out there that would love to answer the guy questions that are man or woman. They should not be separated, and I'm not sitting here trying to say, go burn your bras, okay? I personally like my bras. Sorry. But, I'm not going to lie. When I come home, they're off. The girls need to be free. But, yeah, maybe when was the time you felt most free? Every time I walk in the door and take off my bra. But I mean, I don't understand that. There's always been this disconnect between this man and woman thing. We got enough shit that we got to fight in our lives, that we got to deal with. Why do we have to keep dealing with this? It's the 21st century, for God's sakes, and we're 21 years into the 21st century. Okay, so why are we still dealing with this? They had an issue on TV shows. Most notably was, and I'm saying this because it made big headlines, right? Was the first 2 seasons of The Crown, where the star, the queen, was making less than the guy who was her co-star. I mean, come on, seriously? Where's the disconnect? But I will say this. It came to light before the seasons 3 and 4. But the 2 main stars of that one, well, I guess there's only one main star and then a bunch of co-stars, but they're advocates for equal pay. Okay? And that also made the news, the big headlines. So, and they did rectify the season 1 and season 2 thing, but the point is, something should not have to make headlines for it to be, taken care of. We should pay people what they're worth because of what they do. If you are bringing millions of dollars in to a company, you should make the same as a man makes. And again, I'm not trying to just make people roll their eyes. I'm not trying to make people go, oh God, where's your picket sign? And, are you going to start waving your bra on a flagpole? What I'm trying to do is to get people to think. I'm trying to get people to step back and think, wow. So I don't know who came up with these questions. Just because the thing says mantelligence.com doesn't mean women don't work for them. But there was 116 topics. These were 20 questions. Okay? These were 20 questions out of 116. And some of them were pretty good. Some of them were decent. I mean, but these were the topics for dating. These were the topics that people said, oh, hey, you know what? Like desires, what to talk to about a girl. It says 11, but I can't remember why I didn't put the 11th one down, but it says 11 conversation topics with a girl, 11 conversation topics with a guy, and guy talk. Guy talk was, who is your least favorite superhero? Seriously. This is not going to go over well because I really like the movies, but Spider-Man is my least favorite superhero. I don't know why. Maybe just because the movies keep fucking it up. Except the new ones. I think Tom Holland makes a great Spider-Man. Just my opinion. Hey. But, because, he's young. And Peter Parker was young. Okay? Peter Parker was not an adult when he became Spider-Man. He was a teenager. So, that's just me. But, again, I think we really need to step back, take a look, and remind ourselves that, if you're going on a first date with someone, or if you're out with friends or family or whatever, just come up with whatever topics, there doesn't need to be a specific topic. My dad and I, we talk about everything. Now I know it's my dad and I know I'm an only child, so in a way I was, I like to say I was raised quarter boy, because I love sports. I love, and I don't mean I love sport, I love playing sports when I could. And, I'll watch golf. I know people think golf is stupid, but you know what? When you really watch it, you're like, whoa, it is amazing what some people can do. And most times it's kind of like, I'll just watch the last day of a big tournament. And I don't watch golf that often, but if it's on, sometimes if I'm bored, I'll watch it, But look around in the stands. There are women, there are men, there are kids. I used to joke with people, and it probably was not true, but I used to joke with people that while I was out playing catch with my dad, I was baking cookies in the house. I was waiting for the cookies to finish. But, there was just, I wasn't seen as a boy or a girl. Probably seen as a girl because, your parents get very protective of you, right? They really want to make sure you're okay. And sometimes they worry more about a girl than they do a boy. And that's okay. I get it. It was like I was watching a TV show last night and they're all, is it hard raising a girl? And she says, yeah, good morning, baby bear. And she says, yeah, it is hard raising a girl because, I don't have to just worry about her. I have to worry about penises. And what she means is, men have to worry. If you're a boy, a lot of times you're a boy. People think, okay, you can take care of yourself. But when you're a girl, you got weird shit coming at you a lot. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen to men, but if you really kind of step back and look, it happens to girls more. There's this weird hierarchy thing that is constantly going on. But again, teach your girls to be strong. Teach your girls to be, what did he always say, baby sibling? So you're gonna have to clarify. But just teach them their self-worth. And yeah, Baby Bear posted something the other day about, if your kids don't want to hug somebody, don't make them. My parents always did because it was always family, but it's like, some people, not that I had a creepy vibe from them, they just scared me, and I don't mean scared me in a bad way, but, the whole worrying about the girls thing. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. But it's just, some people are just very domineering, right? And just, I think it's just because of the way they look. They're very gruff and they're very like, and then when you grow up, you're like, why was I afraid of that person? They're okay. But don't force your children. Just don't. Again, let's stop with, treating each other so differently that, we got to, like I said, we have enough in this world to deal with without having to figure out the male-female hierarchy. Everybody should be equal, I know a lot of people feel threatened by the fact that women are stronger nowadays, and there's no reason to be. I'm not saying women go out there and be assholes, if someone's kind to you, be kind back. It's not a sex thing. That is a human thing. Be kind to people. There are men in this world that may not be as strong as women, and there are women in this world that are not strong as some men. But when we come together, we make a great team. Friends and all. The weird thing is, I actually have more guy friends than I have girlfriends. And I was thinking about that the other night, and I thought I'm like, wow, I actually have a lot more guy friends than I thought I had. But and they're all sweet, they're all kind, they're all loving, and if they see something on my Facebook, I'll get a comment from them on my text, like, are you okay? How are you doing? Even my dad, don't tell him I said this, but he's like a big teddy bear. Okay, Dad's like a big teddy bear. He'd not admit it, but he is. But my dad would talk to me about anything growing up. Anything. So there are women in this world that might want to be asked, What do you want to leave as your legacy? What, single thing would you change about the world if you could? Why is that just a guy topic? Or if money was no object, what would you do all day? For some women, money is no object. Have you seen the Kardashians? Hello. They completely made their own empire. All girls, people. I don't watch their show, but you hear about them all the time. So let's just try to take a step back. I see baby siblings raising 2 boys. They are respectful. They are kind. They will talk to you about anything. Sometimes if they remember, because they're kids, they'll open the door for you, but they're always reminded to say please. They're always reminded to say thank you. They're very, very on track. Same with Baby Bear. Baby Bear has a set, a boy and a girl. And sometimes the girl is more protective of the boy because that's her baby brother. But I wouldn't mess with the baby brother because he'd probably knock you on your ass if you mess with his sister. And he's still young. So I'm not trying to say your kids are violent, Baby Bear. But what I'm saying is that these are good kids. They have good parents. They have good mom. Baby sibling right now, she's doing it on her own. As the kids are getting older and they're really coming into themselves and discovering who they are. And, Baby Bear does a lot of it too because her husband's working a lot. So we just need to take a step back and remind ourselves that, don't sit there and ask people dumb questions like, hey, I'm going to go back to the beginning of what I mentioned in that Scarlett Johansson, YouTube thing I saw where somebody asked her, were you wearing underwear under your Black Widow costume? What the fuck, dude? Seriously? It was a guy asking her that. I mean, seriously, why? And if you watch the whole thing, a lot of these guys are getting all these, hey, you know what? How did you mentally prepare for, your role? Because you were like this great big, icon and, you're so-and-so. And I don't want to just name anyone because there was a lot of guys in that one. But here you have Black Widow. She's a super spy, secret agent, okay? Super spy, secret agent with no superpowers. Right? No superpowers, okay? She like Batman without all the money, okay? And technically that would be Iron Man because Iron Man was like the equivalent of Batman in the Marvel universe. But that's my point. And look how badass she was, right? Super spy Russian agent. So that is some serious girl power right there. Now, I'm not trying to leave the guys out on this conversation because I really think that what I'm talking about today should go both ways. Women can be just as sexist towards men as men can be towards women. We have to meet in the middle. We have to learn to respect one another. I mean, if you're with your girlfriends and you're making comments, that's one thing. I'm not going to judge. I have been known to make a comment or two, but I don't say it out loud to the person that might be walking by. And that doesn't make me any better. And that doesn't mean it's any better that we're saying that. But you're with your girlfriends or you're with your guy friends. But when you start making it a point to make sure they know what you're saying, that might make them uncomfortable, man or woman. So just mind yourself, okay? Just try to. And again, I'm not trying to step out of my lane here. I'm trying to stay in my lane. But I think this is something we really, really need to think about. How we just need to start learning how to respect one another. I see the future of boys being raised right now. And if it's any indication from what I've seen, it's a good batch of kids being raised. Just from the ones I see. Just from the ones I know. And I'm proud of Baby Sibling. And I'm proud of Baby Bear. They're excellent moms. I see them all the time. I see another friend raising her daughter as a single mom. And that girl, you do not want to, she is young and she is adorable, but she will know how to take care of herself because she has all her mama, she has her aunties, she has her uncles, she has everybody telling her, you know what, we got your back. And she knows that. And so, but they're being raised to respect each other. Okay? That's all I'm asking, is that We learn to respect one another. We learn that no means no, that you cannot take whatever it is you want, whether you're a man or a woman. You know, you need permission. Period. You need permission. I don't care. You know, I'm going to step a little bit out of my lane for a second, because there's something that I have seen that floats around Facebook every so often. And, you know, it's like how women get blamed if they're raped or if they're violated in some way. They get blamed because, oh, they were drunk, or, you know, they were wearing skimpy clothes. I mean, look at the movie The Accused. That was the 80s. That was the fucking 80s, and we still have this problem. Why? And that was based on a true story. It doesn't matter if someone's being provocative. It doesn't matter what they're wearing. It does matter if they're super drunk, because they are impaired. Okay? Do not take advantage of people. Man or woman, do not take advantage of people. I don't care what sex you are. You do not take advantage of other people. If somebody's drunk, you leave them alone, or you get them a ride home. But you don't take advantage of them. Ever. It is never okay. We have to stop shaming women. If women want to wear sexy clothes because it makes them feel good, then great. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that, you know, it shouldn't be a problem. People are going to do what they're going to do. That doesn't give you permission to be in their space. You know, I didn't give permission for someone to be in my space when I was growing up, and it happened. So what's the difference from when you're a child to when you're an adult? Child is usually groomed and doesn't know any better. An adult, if you impair them or you drug them, that is definitely wrong. So, going back into my lane, let's learn to respect one another. Let's learn to treat each other with kindness. Let's learn to look after one another. If you see something not right, stand up and say something. It's scary. It will make your adrenaline pop through the roof. I have done it. I know what the adrenaline can be like. And I have a heart condition, okay? I mean, obviously it's fine because nothing's killed me yet. Knock wood. Knock a lot of wood, because I plan on living to at least 100. But, you know, I'm not tuning my own horn, but I have stood up, and it has scared the shit out of me. And I did look over my shoulder for like 2 days. But, oh, sorry. Hold on one moment. Good morning, Anya. I love that girl. She's like 10 feet taller than me, but she is adorable. It's all get out. And, she's going to be, oh, you know what? I'm going to put this on the record, baby bear. Please tell Madam President I said good morning. And she's promised that when she's president, we get to spend the night at the White House. So there you go. She's like not even 13 yet, but she will be. And so there's a long way to go. I'll probably be walking in on either a mobile scooter or a cane, but hey, who knows? I might actually be in fantastic shape and running in. But anyways, but yeah, just treat each other with kindness. That's all. That is it. Don't take advantage of people. Don't make excuses as to why you said, well, this person was that way or that person was that way. No. Be a human. Be responsible. Like I said, sometimes it is scary AF to stand up for somebody. But when somebody can't do it for themselves, you know, you have to help do it for them. You know, that's what being human is about. That's what looking after one another is all about. All right. So, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for going through with this. This is my Tuesday thoughts. I thought maybe it was be a things to think on Thursday, but I really want people to think about this during the week. I really want you to look around and see what you see. You know, have we always ignored behavior of other people? Or, you know, do you work in this fabulous place where that kind of stuff doesn't happen? You know, I mean, we all joke around with one another. I'm not saying don't, you know, tease each other. What I'm saying is don't step over the line. There is a line. And, you know, people can say all kinds of things to me. I have very thick skin. I have a wicked sense of humor. But there are other people that are more sensitive. I used to be very sensitive about anything. And it took me a long time to get to this point that I'm at now. And I'm not saying you have to shoot for the point that I'm at. I just had to do it because I had to find ways to build up myself. And I don't take everything seriously. I know when people are joking, and because they know me, they're my people, but if somebody comes up to you that you don't really know, or you have no idea who they are, if you have to, walk away. And just before I go, actually, there is a technique. And I actually learned this when, I learned this a while ago, but it's kind of made a resurgence with the whole AAPI, Asian American Pacific Islander movement, and in just anything. So it's kind of put itself back on the map. It puts itself on the map like every 6 months, right? But if you see someone harassing someone, you don't have to confront the person harassing them. What you do is you go up to this person and you sit down and start talking to them. You can either pretend that you know them, or you can say, hey, how's it going? My name is so-and-so, and you look like you could use someone to talk to. And then you slowly de-escalate the situation by removing them. Saying, hey, do you want to go get some coffee, or do you want to go for a walk, or can I walk you anywhere? And that, I'm sure it works. I've never had that opportunity to use that yet, but that is one of the biggest ways to de-escalate. Sometimes when you confront the person who is attacking somebody, who is verbally attacking someone, you're just going to rile it up to where it could become physical. But if someone's being harassed, step in and just put up a wall like that person doesn't even exist. And then just protect that person with your wall, and that's one of the biggest ways to de-escalate a very bad situation. There are a lot of bad people out there, but there are more good people. I am convinced in my heart that there are more good people than bad people out there. And that's why we do this, right? That's why we do this vibe, because we want to just show people that there is kindness in the world. Okay? So, again, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. These are your things to think about throughout the week. And, just treat each other wonderfully. I'm a geek. I know a bunch of people on this post that are geeks that, just like me, we'll all hunker down and talk about the next big comic book movie. So, anyways, again, have a wonderful day. And thank you so, so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday.